Imagine a man standing in the pulpit, Bible in hand, telling his followers that God had given him a vision, a path to wealth, salvation, and eternal peace. Now imagine that same man being led away in handcuffs by the FBI. This is the story of Pastor Elijah Franklin, the preacher who scammed over $80 million from his congregation and vanished until the FBI knocked on his secret door. In 2008, the small town of Laketon, Georgia, was suffering. Homes were being foreclosed, jobs were lost, hope was fading. Then came Pastor Elijah Franklin, charismatic, gentle-spoken, always dressed in white. He claimed he had a revelation. God wants His people to be rich, but the world is keeping them poor. He introduced the Harvest Investment Program, a holy investment plan, he said, backed by faith and high-yield trading in African oil and foreign exchange. Churchgoers were promised 300% returns. In 90 days, people sold their cars, mortgaged homes, cleared retirement accounts. They thought they were planting seeds of faith, but they were feeding a monster. Between 2009 and 2013, Elijah Franklin raised $120 million, mostly from churches. But there was no oil, no trades, no profits. Instead, he used shell companies in Dubai. He bought mansions in Florida. His wife, she launched a Christian clothing line. His son, a rapper with gold chains and private jets, all paid for with offering money. Behind the scenes, Elijah began laundering the money through non-profits, crypto wallets, and offshore banks. But one woman wasn't fooled: FBI forensic accountant Marie Delgado. She cracked a code buried in a fake mission trip flyer, and what she found blew the case wide open. Marie traced funds through a Belize account disguised as Heaven's Light Ministries. Inside were transfers to names that didn't exist, except in Bible verses. Each alias was a setup, built to throw off auditors. The FBI launched a quiet surveillance. They wired members of the congregation. They found shredded documents in Franklin's office. They dug up a hidden underground room behind the baptismal pool, filled with hard drives, burner phones, and passports. One of the phones had a single note saved: "If they come early, go to Temple 7. In 2014, just as the FBI prepared their arrest warrant, Pastor Franklin vanished. Gone. His church was emptied, house abandoned, cameras wiped, but he had left a trail: an ATM withdrawal in Jamaica, a boat rental in the Dominican Republic, a facial recognition hit in Panama. For years, he stayed one step ahead, until one tiny mistake. In 2018, a private plane landed in Tijuana, Mexico. A man stepped off, presenting a Nigerian diplomatic passport, but the name, Ezekiel Madu; the face, Pastor Elijah Franklin. The pastor had become a ghost, but one face scan at a private border was all it took. Franklin was extradited to the U.S. The trial shook the nation. Victims filled the courtroom, many still believing he was a man of God. Some shouted, "Free pastor," others wept, describing the loss of homes, retirement, family. The prosecution showed photos of gold-plated altars, offshore statements, encrypted drives. Franklin didn't deny it. He simply said, "God told me to test their faith." He was sentenced to 145 years in federal prison. His wife was sentenced to 18. His son disappeared. They called it the holy hustle, a fraud so large, even seasoned FBI agents said it was one of the most complex religious scams in American history. It wasn't just about money, it was about trust, and how one man, cloaked in faith, betrayed thousands. And yet, to this day, some still send him letters in prison, calling him Prophet Elijah. If this story shook you, share it. There are more hidden crimes like this, and we're here to expose them. Hit that subscribe button, and let us know in the comments. Do you believe he truly thought it was God's plan, or was it all a con from the start?